Happy Hump Day. Welcome to Wine Wednesday. So this past weekend, my wife and I were having dinner with a few couples. We all brought different bottles of wine. We started with a Barbera from Piedmont and then moved to a big, full-bodied Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley. Two very different wines. One of the guests mentioned that the Cabernet Sauvignon felt very different than the Barbera. She said that it felt like her tongue was drying out, like she had kind of just licked a towel. She asked what that was, and I mentioned that it was tannin. So today, I figured I would tell you about tannin, what they are, what they do in a wine, and which wines tend to have more tannin or less tannin. Tannins are a phenolic compound that are found in plants that make their way into wine. Now, we can go deep into the science, but we're not doing that today. Here's what I want you to know about tannins. Tannins are typically associated with red wine. Why? Because tannins are in the skins, the seeds, the stems of the grapes. And that's what stays in contact with the juice for an extended period of time, giving the wine color, flavor, and phenolic compounds like tannin. For the record, tannins are not linked with red wine headaches. Tannins are also found in abundance in things like coffee, chocolate, tea, walnuts, hazelnuts, and oak barrels. So barrel-aged reds tend to have even more tannin. Tannins provide this textural drying sensation that we call astringency, and this is important when pairing wine with food. Tannin provide this palate cleansing effect with rich cheeses and hearty cuts of meat. Think like a juicy ribeye steak or grilled lamb chops. Tannins in red wine act like crisp acidity in white wine. Tannins can also provide structure, and they help a wine age. Different purple skin grapes have different levels of tannin. So here's your quick cheat sheet for grapes that are associated with big tannic red wines and then red wines with softer tannin. So let's start with red wines on the lighter or softer side of tannin. In France, you have grapes like Gamay from Beaujolais, Pinot Noir from Burgundy. In Italy, up in the Piedmont, you have Barbera. Over in the Veneto region, you have Corvina, which is the grape used to make Valpolicella. More medium style tannin, look for grapes like Merlot, Grenache, especially from the Rhone Valley, or Garnacha, which is the Spanish name for Grenache, Malbec from Argentina. If you really want to amp it up a little bit and you want big, bold red wines with lots of tannin, obviously Cabernet Sauvignon, especially those from warmer climates of Australia, California, Nebbiolo, which is the big, powerful red grape from the Piedmont used to make Barolo and Barbaresco. Petit Syrah is another option. Now, Petit Syrah is not like Syrah. It's a distant cousin of Syrah, but it's its own wine. And it's big and bold with lots of tannin, especially those examples from California's Central Valley. So that's your Tannin 101 lesson for the week. Hopefully now you'll know what the heck is going on when you have different styles of red wine and you feel that astringency. Give some of these different wines a try and see what you think. What's your preference? How do you enjoy them with food? As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video and you find it informative, please share it with your friends. Until next week, cheers.